Greetings, friends. It's Pat with another episode of Let's Talk Travel. And today I am coming to you with a review of our recent cruise on Holland America's Nieuw Statendam. We had this cruise booked for a while, hadn't been on Holland America since well before the pandemic. And I was looking forward to this sailing because Hal happens to be one of my very favorite cruise lines, the personal experience that I enjoy on board. Now, that doesn't mean that the big hand is in total agreement with me. He tends to like the bigger ships, the bigger the better, actually. He kind of gravitates toward the Royal Caribbean mega ships, the Oasis class, and so forth. But he still very much enjoys pretty much any cruise line that I get him onto. He finds it to be a good experience. He loves to cruise, as do I. So I'm happy to report on our experience aboard the Nieuw Statendam. Now, this is one of Holland America's newer vessels, built back in 2018. She has a capacity of about just under 2,700 people. And so she still qualifies, so she's pretty much on the large size of mid-size. She still squeaks in under that 3,000 passenger mark, where I draw the line and say, that's no longer mid-size. That is becoming one of the smaller large ships, but they still squeak in what I consider to be a mid-size vessel. And ship is very easy to navigate. No craziness. The only thing I had any challenge of was making my way to the Crow's Nest, the Explorer's Lounge, for the first time. Should have known better. I was trying to get there from midship, and you have to go to the forward elevators because those are the only ones that go all the way to the top. Now, when I say 2,600, 2,700 passengers, sometimes that can be hard for people to kind of visualize. So what that means is you have a ship here that is about the length of a football field, just under 900 and some square feet. So just under the length of a football field, which is plenty big, but it's still considered midship by today's standards when the mega ships abound everywhere. She's one of the Pinnacle class ships. So they have a lot of new features, great entertainment, all of the newest bells and whistles that Holland America has to offer, you will find on the Nieuw Statendam. Beautiful ship. Elegant. There was one thing that I found a little strange. Now, my husband thought the dining room was lovely. He found it bright and cheerful, and he thought it was great. I found it just a little bit jarring. The color scheme seemed off to me. Personal preference here, but it had a kind of a burgundy carpet. Had a lot of yellow on the chairs. The carpet had kind of a yellow swatch here and there in it. Had kind of burgundy, red, dark, deep red, and crystal light fixtures, which were quite lovely, by the way, but bright yellow walls. I just felt like Joe Farkas might have had a hand in decorating that ship, that he might have taken a leave from Carnival when it came to that dining room. It just seemed a little bit garish to me, but that's personal preference. Marvin found it to be lovely. He thought it was bright and cheerful. So to each their own. It certainly did not affect it anyway, my enjoyment of the ship, and the dining room was it was fine. It was lovely. And what was important was the food, right? We'll get to that as well. Now, the ship, as I said, was built in 2018. She had a little bit of a facelift, a little refurbishment earlier this year. She ship looks great, just a beautiful ship, very elegant, and in great condition. Now our stateroom, folks, if you sail, staterooms are staterooms pretty much with all the cruise lines until you step up to the more ultra premium brands. So the premium cruise lines, our balcony stateroom was pretty much like all the other balcony staterooms that we sail in. They tend to be a little bit cozy. They're not real spacious, but they're adequate. They have plenty of space for everything you need. The bed was comfy. We slept well. There was a small love seat size sofa. There was a desk with a proper chair, so I was able to work very comfortably and just really enjoyed. The Wi-Fi was exceptional. I'll cover that in more detail, but I actually had a couple of clients complain recently about the Wi-Fi on a different ship with HAL, and so I was a little leery, but I really, honestly, some of the best Wi-Fi that I have ever experienced at sea, and I was able to get my work done very expeditiously. As you all know, I work several hours a day. I'm always taking care of our clients' needs when we're on board. So all of our vacations and sailings are working vacations because I really always have you guys in top of mind. Now, Holland America, folks, it does not have bells and whistles like you're accustomed to on Norwegian and Royal Caribbean and Carnival. There are no water slides. There are no roller coasters, bumper cars, bungee jumping, whatever it is that they have come up with recently. They have the sky pod that goes up on Royal Caribbean so you can see for 100 miles around you and all. You're not going to find any of that on Holland America. But that said, what you are going to find is some absolutely wonderful entertainment for what they do. They do very, very well. If you are a live music lover, Holland America is a great fit for you to sail. They have Lincoln Center Stage. That's where you're going to get your more classical, your string quartets and such as that you're going to hear at Lincoln Center Stage. Those concerts were very well attended, and the musicianship was amazing. Folks, their string quartet that they have on board the Nieuw Statendam, they could be playing at Lincoln Center Stage. They could be in New York City or Washington, D.C., or any of the top venues. They are that good. Just excellent, very, very skilled musicians. They had BB King Blues Club. Again, if you like live music and you like blues, some country they throw in. They do a little bit of everything there, but excellent musicianship there. They had, I believe it was a 5-piece combo there. They had a couple of amazing vocalists. They had saxophone. They had a horn player, trumpet, piano, drums, and the vocals were outstanding. They played a wide variety. So this was a really good place to plug in. That actually, that has one venue and it changes back and forth. One day it will be Lincoln Center Stage with a more highbrow music, and maybe later that day or on a different day, it will be the Blues Club. So that changes. That venue serves two purposes. They have the Rolling Stone Rock Room. Again, great, right on Music Row. They're a great place to listen to more if you're a rock and roll lover. Great musicianship there, and excellent place to hang out and hear some tremendous live music. So many other things to do. They did have a theater, and folks, the theater was truly maxed out at every performance. There was standing room only. People were sitting, some of them on the stairs, because everybody attends those programs. They had some great lectures and special effects type things. They had an amazing dance troupe. So lots of different programs going on there throughout our 7-night cruise. Other activities that you will find on board this ship. If you like bridge, pickleball, oh my gosh, everybody was doing the pickleball. It was amazing. Cornhole, they had a cornhole tournament. Origami folding, coloring. Everybody, so many people were doing this. Coloring is not just for kids, folks. They had adult coloring. There was a session every day where you could release your inner child, your inner artist, and enjoy some adult type coloring. Of course, you're going to have trivia, dance lessons. I saw mahjong, bridge, game shows, the usual things, bingo, all of those things were on board. So no shortage of things to do. Fitness buffs. If you are into fitness, you are going to have an amazing array of activities to stay in shape and work off those calories from the dining. You could walk a mile on the decks out there. They have the open air deck where you can get out there and walk. They have stretch and release classes, Pilates, cycling, different fitness opportunities daily. Some of these, the spin classes and some of the fitness classes, Pilates and things, do have a modest charge involved, but there's plenty of equipment, a well-equipped gym there. Lectures and talks. Now, folks, this is something where Holland America really excels. They are always having, if you are a lifetime learner and you like to learn about your destination, you like to learn about a variety of things, there are always a wide variety of lectures and talks from various specialists on board HAL. Great place to plug in and make your vacation cruise a learning experience as well. You know, on our stateroom, I forgot to mention one thing. Great shower in there. It had a full-size glass shower in there. Very, very comfortable and roomy. It was definitely a feature that we enjoyed, being able to shower without feeling at all cramped. It was full size and it was very welcome. I just wanted to throw that in, a little out of space. Casino on board. There is a good-sized casino here. People were taking advantage of that. A wonderful spa, a good bit of shopping on board as well. One of my favorite places on the Holland America ships is their crow's nest, their explorations lounge. This is a fabulous place right up in the front of the ship. You have actually a better view than the captain from this beautiful, it has like 180 degrees of glass floor to ceiling, where you would comfortable lounge chairs where you can enjoy looking out at the port if you're staying on board, or you can actually look while you're sailing. You can be there seeing what the captain sees and the crew as they sail out there on sea days. I love that place. And they also have some talks. They have a lot of information on your destinations there, library type materials. Great, great place to hang out, visit with fellow passengers. Now, speaking of fellow passengers, I talked with a number of people, and only one of them had anything negative to say. Everybody was enjoying their experience on board the ship. Some of the things they mentioned was the entertainment, that they enjoyed the entertainment. They thought the dancing troupe was top notch. They loved the food. They loved the pickleball, folks. That was one of the things they mentioned, the coloring. All of those things when I talk to people. The one couple that I talked to who didn't weren't enjoying the cruise so much, Folks, they had just gotten off of a cruise with Silver Sea. Now, unfair, I just call foul on that, because you cannot compare a small ship luxury experience like Silver Sea and expect Holland America is going to offer that same kind of experience. If you are Silver Seas clients, then sail with Silver Seas. Don't knock Holland America because it isn't the same, because you cannot expect it to be. It is a beautiful just a really solid premium experience, but it is not going to compete toe-to-toe with one of the small ship experiences on Silver Sea or Regent Seven Seas or one of the luxury lines. It's just not fair to compare those experiences, folks. Surprises. Yes, I had some surprises on board this ship. First of all, I noticed an increased number of passengers under the age of 40. Typically, Holland America has appealed to the more mature among us, the empty nesters, the senior citizens, primarily people 40 plus, even 50 plus, has been their traditional demographic on board the Holland America ships. I saw a number of people well under 40 and a surprising number of families with children. Some of them, even a couple of infants I noticed on board, but they had several with children 8, 9, 10. Now, the children were exceptionally well behaved. Obviously, the cruise line had a program to keep them well engaged, because they weren't running around causing any problem. I just would see them in the dining room. So that was very encouraging to me, that I know Hal has been making an effort to have a broader demographic to appeal to more people. And apparently that's working, and working quite well. And everyone seemed to be having a great time, the families as well as the children. The other surprise, and I'm putting this under the surprise, I've mentioned this in passing before, but the Wi-Fi, folks, we were on deck 8 on the aft section, close to the back of the ship, and I had outstanding Wi-Fi service every single day of the cruise. I was able to work more efficiently than I have worked in memory aboard a cruise ship on any of the lines, bar none. Best Wi-Fi, hands down. So if you need to cruise connected, you need to stay in touch with your business or your family or whatever your situation, you need that Wi-Fi, you rely on it. New Statendam would be a wonderful selection for you if it fits your other requirements for a cruise, because it had really good Wi-Fi. Now, I don't know if there are portions of the ship where it's better than others, but as I said, we were on deck aft, and it was exceptionally good for us. Now, dining is the one thing that I haven't covered, and you know me, folks. I am going to talk about the food. Can't help it. We love dining when we're on board a cruise ship. We go to the Lido Cafe because it's part of my job to check it out. And there are days when it's not open for lunch, but primarily we gravitate toward the dining room for breakfast and dinner and lunch as well when it's open. It's as most of you regulars know, my husband uses a scooter, and it's just first of all, a lot easier on me if we dine in the dining room where somebody is taking our orders, and I don't have to be taking care of getting his food and then my food, and trying to navigate all of it and keep all of that done. So we gravitate toward the dining room. The food was excellent. We did find we had a couple of extra dining experiences. The 4-fee dining. We went to Rudy's, which is their upscale premium restaurant on board that features the seafood. It is Rudy's Seldamar is the actual name, which indicates it's food from the sea, and it was outstanding. The service was exemplary. It was a $49 per person additional to dine there. I would say in this case, I don't let go of that easy when the food's already good in the dining room, but it was worth it. We really enjoyed what we had there. I actually indulged in a lobster tail, and my husband, Marvin, had the Dover sole. He said that was the best piece of fish that he has had anywhere in many, many years. So I would recommend that if you enjoy top-notch seafood. Splurge a bit, get into Rudy's during your cruise, go for the Dover sole or the lobster tail. Now, I will say that like most of the cruise ships that we tend to get on, I think most of the time the lobster was just a touch overcooked. It was just a little bit tough. I think they could have done a little better with a little time under the on the grill or however they prepare it. I don't think they broil it, but it was very, very good, and it was worth the extra $49 per person that we paid for that splurge experience. We also ate at Canaletto. Now, here is the one thing that I can say. It was disappointing. We didn't care. The service was great. It was very affordable. I think only $19 a person for this one, but neither one of us cared for our meal. It was just not to our liking. We both ordered a dish based on pasta, and I can't even remember exactly what I ordered. Marvin ordered a dish with seafood. It was so spicy, it could sear the hair off your head. It was that hot. I enjoy a little spice, but I took a bite and it was like, whoa, just way too spicy for us. And I didn't care. I had something with a red sauce. Just didn't like it, folks. So Canaletto, not so much. Some of the things that we enjoyed in the dining room, particularly, I would say, I had an appetizer that was an orange duckling, an orange glazed duckling. That was amazing. Their beef dishes, their tenderloin, their prime rib were outstanding. I would highly recommend those. If you're a beef eater, you would enjoy those. People who were indulging in the various fish dishes were saying they were excellent. We ate at different tables I'll get to that in a moment. But we chatted with a lot of different people, and everybody was complimenting the food. And those who were eating the fish dishes said they were done to perfection. A lot of times on cruise ships, I tend to steer away from some of the fish dishes because they have been overcooked, but apparently not at all aboard the New Statendam. They have that down to a science, and they do a great job with in the main dining room of preparing the seafood. Now, what they did not do a great job of in the main dining room, and I'm still kind of scratching my head about this one. We usually do late dining, and we will go to an early show and then go to the dining room, which is usually about 8:15 or 8:30. Well, late dining on New Statendam is at 8 p.m. Now, their early show is at 7:30 p.m. and it runs for about 45 minutes. So can't go to the early show. We figured this out. It took us a few days and a few missed shows to find out. But we couldn't go to a show and then dinner because we would be too late in getting there. And service in the main dining room, I think they're still having some staffing problems because while it was very pleasant and he was working hard, it was just much slower than we're accustomed to. and we never made it out on time to get to the 9:30 show. So we missed out on probably 3 shows before I decided to fix that problem. And we, from that point on, opted to go to the anytime dining on deck 2, where they have the dining room that is open for drop-in dining, and we were able to make it to the shows. We'd just go a little earlier, and we would then be able to enjoy a show. I don't know what's up with that, folks. It seems to me they got to know there's a little issue here. I would think that they would adjust that late dining time, maybe just make it 8:15 so people could go to the early show, or change that show time from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. I don't know, but there is an issue there, folks. And that was the one main issue that I found during our cruise. Everything else I thought was exemplary, but as long as that dining service is running as slow as it is, they need to adjust something so people who are on the late dining can actually see the shows as well. So, folks, that has it for me for Let's Talk Travel this evening. As always, I have a giveaway for someone of our live listeners only. We're going to give away a set of cruising luggage tags. These are great if you're regular cruises. You get a luggage tag to put on there, but they're paper. You need to have something else attached should that paper get ripped off and go astray. So we're giving away someone. I want you to enter Holland America in the comments box if you're listening live only. And someone of our live listeners is going to win this set of cruise luggage tags. And I look forward to giving that to you. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you so much. We know you have other things you could do with your Tuesday evenings. And we are so appreciative of those of you who choose to join us week after week for our episodes of Let's Talk Travel. See you again next week. And this is Pat from Dancing Moon Travel. Have a great rest of your week. Bye now.